Friday night in the big city, you can stay in Manhattan. There's lots to do there, but you hop on the 7 train and there's magic out at Citi Field. Tonight, the Mets play the Colorado Rockies. Freddie Peralta will pitch for the Mets tonight. He's been victimized by his bullpen in a couple of starts.
Yeah, he has. He's left a couple of runners on, and they've come in to score, so his ERA is a little high.
And Michael Lorenzen, who pitched last year in Kansas City, he moved to Colorado this year.
Yeah, Michael's had a tough start to his season. Teams are hitting over 380 against him, 40 hits and 22 innings. But he's a guy that'll probably right the ship.
Freddie Peralta has had really good success in the past against the Rockies. 4-2 in his career, 3.49, and has always pitched pretty well in Mile High. One of the few pitchers that can say that.
And the breaking ball got him. Good slow curve by Peralta to strike out Goodman for the second out.
What a great game plan there by Peralta. A lot of fastballs out of the zone, and then when he got ahead, he came with a good sweeping curveball. Goodman, 48% whiff on anything that has spin.
That will bring up the cleanup hitter, Tyler Freeman.
And it's hit on the ground right at Mauricio. He gets the force play, and that retires the side. Mets come to bat in the bottom of the first. No score.
Michael Lorenzen as he makes his 6th start of the year. And that's a really nice cutter to end the inning. So Francisco Alvarez goes down swinging. A 1-2-3 start for Michael Lorenzen.
It'll be Johnston, then Kyle Karros, and Ezequiel Tovar for the Rockies in the second. And Johnston goes down swinging through the fastball right by him. Peralta with his second strikeout.
Right here, 2 out, nobody on. And Ezequiel Tovar, the shortstop.
And that's to left and a base hit.
Saw Jake McCarthy, the batter, left-hand hitter.
And McCarthy goes down on the changeup. Third strikeout for Peralta, and that puts an end to the top of the second.
Brett Baty leads off the last of the second for the Mets. Scoreless with the Rockies. And the first pitch, line down the right field line. A base hit for Baty. Rolling into the right field corner. That's going to be extra bases. He's on his way to second. Pulls in there standing with a leadoff 2-base hit. Here's Vientos.
And he chops one up the line. Tough play for Lorenzen. He's going to have to put it in his pocket. An infield hit for Vientos.
With runners at first and third, nobody out. And Marcus Semien, who's also coming around with the bat.
And Marcus hits it sharply. That'll score a run. And Tovar able to turn it over for the double play as Baty comes home to make it 1-0 New York.
Carson Benj will be the hitter.
Oh, and that's lined the other way by Benj. Over comes Doyle to cut it off, and he'll hold Benj to a single. So the third hit of the inning for New York, a 2-out single for Carson Benj.
And Ronnie Mauricio, the number 9 hitter, coming up.
Stay fair, and it will. This will end the thread as Ronnie Mauricio grounds out meekly to first. In the inning, Brett Baty led off with a double. He would score on a double play by Marcus Semien. So as we go to the third, it's 1-0.
Third inning, 1-0. Mets lead the Rockies.
And Doyle takes strike 3 called. Fastball on the outside corner got him. That's 4 strikeouts, first time through the order for Freddie Peralta.
And it's Mickey Moniak, the lefty.
And he goes down on 3 changeups from Peralta for the second out. That's 5 strikeouts for Freddie, including the last 3 hitters.
2 outs, nobody on for Goodman.
Goodman lifts one out to right center. Baty is under it. And that retires the side. 1-2-3 inning for Freddie Peralta. 1-0 Mets in the third.
The Rockies will have Rumfield, Freeman, and Johnston against Freddie Peralta here.
This stay fair is. There is divine intervention, and Rumfield for a moment thought about the Q-stip double.
So it's a leadoff hit for Rumfield with Tyler Freeman coming up.
Freeman pulls that through the hole. Now the Rockies have something cooking. First and second, nobody out in their half of the fourth.
And lefty Troy Johnston coming up.
And he lines one down the left field line. Long one for Benj over toward the line. Backhand rolling catch, and he caught it. He held on. Oh, wow. Tremendous play by Carson Benj just to get to that ball and then reaching across his body and tumbling as he was about to hit the sidewall. Tremendous play for the first out of the inning.
This is a very difficult play. Rolled over it with his body and still kept it in that glove. It tried to come out again once he hit the wall, and he still secured it.
He went to look in the glove to make sure it was still there. And there was that pearl.
And now it'll take a 2-out hit from Tovar to drive home a run.
And he got it to chase away for strike 3.
So back to the top of the order now, and Mickey Moniak, left-hand batter.
This is out front. It's through the right side for a base hit. Doyle is going to stop at second. And they're 2 on for the second consecutive inning. And now Hunter Goodman coming up. 3-2. He went changeup again. It was off the plate. And now the bases are loaded for T.J. Rumfield. And this is tapped fair, and it's going to tie up the great game. Very, very shrewd move just in case by Rumfield not to run into Peralta in the out. Just stop.
Yeah, just stop.
That's a heck of an at-bat by Rumfield.
Tyler Freeman, a right-hand batter, due up.
And he dots the outside corner. Strike 3 call. Peralta limits the damage as he picks up his 7th strikeout of the night, matching his season high.
Taylor reached on an error by Karras, the third baseman, his first time up.
And that's laced and passed. Tovar into left field, a base hit.
Last year really was a lost year for Mauricio. Now he's getting his chance in the absence of Francisco Lindor.
And he lines that one into right center field, falling fast. It's in for a base hit. Great read by Taylor. He'll go first to third. Tyrone Taylor never hesitated on that sinking line drive into right center, and he sprints into third with the go-ahead run.
Boy, that's some feel. First, the base hit off the end of the bat from Mauricio. Taylor read it, knew that it was going to drop in front of the outfielder, and good secondary lead produced that as well. Being an outfielder, he knows that ball's going to drop because he knows those balls drop in front of him.
So Mauricio with his 2nd hit of the season.
And here's Bichette.
And a ground ball, it could be 2. There's 1 on the first inning-ending double play.
Third walk allowed by Peralta, and that'll bring up Ezequiel Tovar.
This is tapped up the line. This is going to be an infield hit for Tovar.
Number 8 hitter, left-hand batter Jake McCarthy coming up.
Swing in, and it's a base hit right center. That'll give the Rockies a lead. Here comes Karras to the plate. Here goes Jake into second, safe with a double. 2-1, Colorado.
That right there is the first hit that Mr. Peralta has given up with runners in scoring position. They were 0 for 20 coming into the at-bat.
How about that? All year.
Brenton Doyle, the batter, he's going to hang in. Will Peralta and face the right-hand hitter.
1-2 coming to Doyle. Struck him out, got him with a slider, and that's the second out. A season-high 8 strikeouts for Peralta, and that'll be the last pitch he throws. Sean Manaea comes out of the bullpen to try and get a huge out in the 6th inning.
He's been used in a way to maybe go 3-4 innings for the Mets. He's done it in the past, but he was always going to have to be used occasionally in these spots to get big outs.
1-2 coming. Slider struck him out. Big out for Sean Manaea as he fans Moniak to strand 2 in scoring position.
We go to the 7th inning at Citi Field. The Rockies have a 2-1 lead over the Mets. Sean Manaea on the mound for New York.
And that is a base hit. So leadoff single for Goodman.
So first and second, nobody out. Tyler Freeman up.
And there's the square. Goes right back to Manaea. He thought for a moment about going to third. And that's where the athleticism of the Rockies catchers stands out. Because none of them are slugs. All of them are above average runners.
So the infield comes in all the way around now for Troy Johnston.
This is a hot shot, gets under the glove of the second baseman Simeon. It's going to score 2. Troy Johnston hit it hard, 2-run single, 4-1 Colorado. That's all he's been doing, is hitting the baseball hard.
That one was 103 miles an hour off the bat, using the big part of the field up the middle. Well, fastball out over the plate, gets the head to it, gets off the glove.
And the great thing is that Simeon got a piece of it because Rumfield does not run well. It allowed him to score easily.
Yep, RBIs 13 and 14 on the young season for Troy.
Ezequiel Tovar coming up. First and second, 1 out.
And he got him upstairs with a fastball. Second strikeout for Manaea, 2 out in the inning.
Warren Schaefer, the manager, is going to go get a pinch hitter. Going to grab the young Jordan Beck.
And he struck him out again. So Manaea with back-to-back strikeouts finishes the 7th, but the Rockies add a pair and lead 4-1.
We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Rockies lead the Mets 4-1, and they go to their bullpen. Michael Lorenzen's night is done. And right-hander Jaden Hill, a 26-year-old, originally drafted by the Rockies.
On the ground up the middle, and Mauricio's got a base hit to start the bottom of the 8th. So Ronnie staying on the off-speed pitch there and taking it up the middle for his second hit of the night.
And it'll bring up Bo Bichette.
And Bichette finds the hole on the left side, and the Mets have the first 2 men on for Soto.
You hear the Mets fans, line drive. Safe.
Here is Alvarez.
And he bloops one to shallow left, coming on his back. It'll drop for a base hit. Mauricio will stop at third, and the Mets have the bases loaded. Alvarez broke his bat, but dumped it in front of Beck in left field. 3 hits in the inning, and the Mets have them loaded up.
And Brett Baty will represent the go-ahead run at the plate.
And Baty rips one toward the hole, base hit. Mauricio is in. Here comes Bichette. He'll score. A 2-run single for Brett Baty gets the Mets within a run. First pitch 3-run homer last night. First pitch double tonight. And now a first pitch 2-run single for Baty to get the Mets close.
But I just felt like he was in between, and now he's gone to be very aggressive. I like the aggressive Baty much more. Bullet to the right of Tovar, no chance. Mets inch closer. Hill's out.
It's going to be all for Jaden Hill to bring Antonio Senzatella into the game.
This is a line drive, caught, double play. You didn't care how it happened, but the Rockies get off the field. A line drive right at Tyler Freeman. He looked at the bag. He said, "Oh, this is easy." Things have tightened up, though. 1-run game going to the 9th.
Melendez off to a fast start as a Met, and being asked to keep the Mets alive with 2 out in the bottom of the 9th.
2-2. Yep. See you later at 98. And the Rockies beat the Mets 4-3 on a chilly Friday night in the Big Apple. Smiles abound for the Rockies. They wipe out the memory of yesterday afternoon, and they start the road trip in New York with a 4-3 win over the Mets to improve to 11-16.